Actually, our religion is called Vedic Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. It is based on Vedas. You wear sari or you do this, the pottu, or you do namaskaram or Bharatnatyam. Everything is connected to that one Vedic vision which is revealed in our Upanishadic wisdom. That, I think, is a spirit of Hinduism, and I think that is missing. If you can design some modules whereby they know what they are doing, the children don't feel proud that they are Hindus and they learn this. On the contrary, because of media or whatever reason, they feel a little ashamed or shy to do certain things or dress in a certain way. That proud, if you can instill, then they will not only live but propagate Hinduism because it is out of their own vision. So I appeal to this association executive members, please form some modules, more so for teenagers, for youngsters, where they know what it is. And lastly, as I was saying, that we back home, we have the policies which are detrimental to our culture. This thing I just cannot understand. A country's government protects its own geographical boundaries. There is a fund, there is a policy, there is a strategy. They protect their economic boundaries. They don't let certain businesses to come, even in this era of globalization. But most unfortunate or painful for me is there is no policy to protect our cultural and religious boundaries in our own country. On the contrary, certain laws, and one of them which I want to just make you aware, it's a very draconic law that they are planning to introduce. They have formed a bill which is so surprisingly has been drafted by the members, none of whom is either member of either house, much less they are ministers in the government. When this Anna Hazare took up the movement and he wanted a Lokpal bill to be introduced in the parliament, and he had his own bill, the government said, put the foot down, saying that we will not let you draft. It is a prerogative of the government and the parliament to draft the bill. And ultimately, the chairman of the drafting committee were ministers. They were there in a committee, but in this bill, none of the people are the members of the parliament, much less the government, but the parliament also. And the bill is called as Prevention of Religious and Targeted Violence. And the whole country is divided in two groups. They have given a name, group and others. Others mean we Hindus, who are like beating boy all the time. And irony of the bill is, as per the international law convention, a person is innocent till proved guilty. The bill says, you are guilty, once the complaint is filed, you prove yourself to be innocent. And in that group, one category group is other religious people. Muslims and Christians are all minority religions. And our ST people are also included in that to divide Hindus. And the group person should simply go and tell the so-and-so person has done something, and that's it, police will arrest you straight. And they have wrote, so far in India we had no such clauses, unquantifiable damages. So you may not have physically hurt the person, that person can say he has hurt me psychologically. Because of that person I lost in business, that means it's a crime. And last, it's so draconic to the law, to us, that any individual belonging to any group, if he commits a crime, the head of that organization can be prosecuted. So you be ready for it. If back home, if a Vishwa Hindu Parishad Karyakarta does something else and says, I belong to VHP, that means Ashokji Singhal is behind the bar very next day. That's a law. And all the laws are there for these others when they do something to group. But what they do to us, there is no law, there is no punishment. It's very draconic. I think we need to create an awareness. We have created some pressures, and of course political parties are also helping us. And that's how, though the bill is there on the government website, but they have deferred the bill to be introduced, but it has to be scrapped. If I use these famous words, Lagumati Tushti Karanam, they say it is not Tushti Karanam, it is in Bharatasya Lagumati Karanam Eva. It is only to convert the whole country, and tomorrow I think we'll be distributing the copies of the bill, salient points in the bill. Please go through it, and you may create international pressure also is needed. As I said back home, we are Acharya Sarva, RSS, VHP and all are working together, and you may look into it. And we have with us another dignitary, another Dirghadrashta, I would say, with us. And I'm sure all of you know a body called Vishwa Hindu Parishad, formed quite long ago. And Swami Chinmayananji, Kanayalal Munshiji and Guruji were the person who could visualize that. Swami Dayananji was the one who wrote the constitution. And since the inception, one who has created, if I use your word, a lobby for Hindus, a voice for Hindus back home through Vishwa Hindu Parishad, that has been done by none other than its president. And not only he has created a voice, he is the one rare person I have seen. I have been working with him for the last 7-8 years, very closely. He is being respected even by Sadhu Mahatmas. They always respect his personal character. His commitment to save and protect Hinduism is such. All of us feel that, and that is, I'm sure all of you know, by name. Today it's very fortunate that he is here. In spite of his ill health, he has traveled. I have seen his ill health all along. Sri Ashokji Singhal, President, just giving a brief